Should we have a look at some of the other songs with the alternate tuning now? What do
Yeah,
you
sure.
do that?
Yeah, oh, I got a the intro to Peter Pumpkinhead. Actually, it was Dave doing the plugging in, but
Right.
me playing the rhythm guitar. But we auditioned. We did about 2 dozen plugins until we got the best
Right.
plugin. You know, you have to audition the plugins, but it was Dave out there. What do you want another? Oh bloody hell! Bzz, bzz, plug in the thing in. So now this is going to mess up anyone jamming along. So we better do a reference chord here, and the reference chord is on the album, on the Big Express album, where most of this tuning is used. Um, it was E. It's a chord of E. But to be kind to this Epiphone, I've tuned down a little. So imagine that's an E. So where would you like to go? Name a song. All
Let's
sorts of things.
which one were we looking at early? It was Train Running Low on Soul
Oh,
Call.
Train Running Low, yeah. All based on that chord. Like Jason and the Argonauts, it's a twitch. You get into the twitch where you can put rhythmic emphasis within that twitch. Exactly the same sort of model. Train running on so good. I feel like saying, come on, grab one, jam along. And then really, dum 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 dum. Da, 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 da. That's what is that? That's E. Joni Mitchell. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. We've gone up a tone. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da 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 da. See what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And more so do we, as the French say. It's
It's
pretty damn
fantastic.
easy. You just got to get into that twitch. That's the hard bit, which is explained. I'm covering the top three strings here on the G position. Covering these two on the A, lifting them up and moving them over. And it's a train, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
not the C this time, it's a train. Yeah, it's a different vehicle.
Yeah, I love there's two versions. There's the one you did on that Channel 4 program, XTC Play Home. I think
Oh
with
yeah, yeah. That was
Dave
the
Gregory
song
and
wasn't fully formed at that point in
right.
time.
The train running low so cold. The push-pull tactics are driving me loco. They shouldn't do that. No, they shouldn't do that. The train running low on drink steam. The way they pull me whistle me bound to scream. Man, they shouldn't do that. No, they shouldn't do that. Think I'm going south for the winter.
There was no other section in it. It was only that sort of first train piece.
Yeah.
We hadn't. I don't know if I'd come up with the middle, the and all my servants are leaving. You know, it's tricky to describe this stuff because I've no idea what the chords are, but they're probably two strings apart. You know, here I am in the A place. And then there's some other variation of a hammer goes down, breaks on screen. Again, I move down, then it comes up somewhere, and I'm damned if I can remember where it goes there. I had to work it out about a year ago because Dave Stewart, phenomenal keyboard player, the fella from Egg and his own career as well, he said, look, you got to tell me what those chords are. And so I had to sit down and work them out, you know, get back to this tuning and just work them out, keep playing the record over and over. And I did find them all, but damn it, I've forgotten again.
Yeah.
It's too tricky. If you can get the train going, you've got it, you know.
Fantastic. What made you tune to E major? Was there a specific reason for tuning to open E, or?
Yeah, looking to trick my brain.
Mm.
If you don't trick your brain, you will keep falling into the same shapes and the same runs and the same pitfalls, really. It's the, you know, as we were saying about creativity, is surprising yourself. There's no better way of surprising yourself as a guitar player than having to kind of start again, but instead of open tuning and you don't know how to make any shapes, if you start from a chord, then you can't kind of go wrong, but you will be playing conventional things, conventional chord shapes, and they come up with very exotic sort of chords, and you would have never have thought of using that chord. So it's another way of tripping yourself up. You have to make mistakes, you have to surprise yourself, you have to trip yourself up, or you just can't create.
In terms of the concept, the idea that you so well explained is tripping yourself up and trying to give yourself some surprises. Do you think that's another reason why you moved to the piano as a compositional device too?
Yes, because I have no idea what I'm doing with the piano. Actually, Rook, the song Rook started. Don't ask me to play it, especially on this tuning. That started as a guitar thing.
Okay.
And I think just scenically, we're talking about the stage, the scenery on the stage now.
Right.
Has to have much more gravitas. It can't be a guitar, which is a bit too light-hearted. Mm-hmm. A deep, somber piano will have the right gravity, the right weight.
Rook, Rook, read from your book. Who murders who, and where is the treasure hid?
So I found out what all the notes were on the chords I was playing on the guitar, wrote them all down, moved them to the piano, sat with a sequencer and put each note in for each. So that's how that actually was. It existed on a guitar first.
Right, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. It was as if you had sat down at the piano and started, working out from there. It's it's a beautiful piece of music, and not only is the music beautiful, the lyrics. I mean that.
Well, the lyrics the lyric actually scared the shit out of me. I'm going to be honest, because I did have a few months where I couldn't write anything. And I was really worried about it. I thought, oh no, we've got to work on another album and I can't write anything. And I felt really blocked up. And I found Rook, and the second I moved it to a piano sound, a piano sample, second I moved it to a piano sample, I was in tears of, Not only have I found something which I think is quite good, I've broken this awful duck of being gummed up and I can't do anything, but also the lyrical content I found frightening. It's like mortality.
Yeah.
And here's Mr. Death. Just let him know when he can come in.
I like the doubt in it though as well, the way you question it. If I have a soul inside, and
Yeah,
if you,
well, you've got to. So I still wrestle with all that right now.
yeah, it's powerful.
But
I think
wrestling,
that's one of the great things about your songwriting is from something as enchanting as Mermaid Smile to No Thugs in Our House. There is always that narrative, always conveys an image, conveys a scenario, a situation that a lot of people can relate to in different ways, I suppose. But it's very evocative. I find your lyrics very, very evocative, very
thank
powerful,
you,
and just it's just the greatest stuff to
thank
listen
you. I'm humbled, seriously.
Oh, I mean it most sincerely. Can I go back to Train Running Low on Soul Call? Because
Yes,
one thing
yeah,
I found very confusing was trying to find out where the one was. On the recorded version you have on the Big Express,
yeah.
I was like listening to it, I was going, "What?" When your lyrics come in, I'm like, oh, how the lyrics come in there? Because I'm counting somewhere else, and
Right,
the
right,
lyrics come
right.
in like on the two and or the three and, but obviously I'm counting it wrong.
Don't you see? I'm not smart enough to do all that sort of stuff. I've read reams online of people talking about River of Orchids. Oh, where is the one on that? And the bass is playing this, and the so and so's playing that, and it's two cycles of 19 and one of 17 and all this kind of thing. And no, it's a 4 beat loop or whatever, 2 bar loop. It's a bum bum ba 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 one bum bum. Ba 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 da 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 da, and it's because the melody is triplet, you see.
That's right.
They
That's
get
right.
all confused. They're trying to just feel it, and you'll get it. If you turn it into maths, it's not maths, it's a feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Mm.
you're right. The other
So,
piece was, did you want to talk a little bit more about Train Running Low
well, Train Running Low lyrically was that thing of doubting that you've got any more left to give,
Mhm.
especially because we not long come off the road because I was going mad, uh, physically working too much, mentally working too much, and also just wanting another life. I didn't want to be trapped on this hamster wheel that was making a lot of money for manager, record label, agents, the whole bad old show business shit. I wanted to get off that wheel. I wanted a family, I wanted a house to live in, not a hotel. I wanted kids, just that all the stuff you want as a man. You want normality. I don't really want to be in a gang anymore. I don't want to be shoved in the back of an airplane or the back of a van or the back of a dressing room, or I want some normality in my life. So uh, yeah, but I thought that Am I Empty and that Train Running Low on Soul Call is really me doubting whether I had any more left to find. Thankfully I did, but there are no groceries for Andy. But yeah, it is autobiographical. But then again, every song I think I've ever written is autobiographical, even though I use they or them or she or he, or it's always me. It has to be. You have to write about your own experience. Doesn't matter how you dress it up. You can only write about your own experience. I am not a bee collecting honey for the queen. It just doesn't work. So yeah, well, there's some more with this tuning. There's things like, when I blundered into this tuning, it was a case of, ooh, what does some other old songs sound like using the same chords in this tuning? And so I sat down one day and I started playing Complicated Game
Right.
in this tuning.
So,
And I found the most wonderful, sad, pensive chords. Da 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 da. You know, just tear your heart out.
Oh, well, that's this world over. Oh, well, next one begins. Oh, well, that's this world over. You sadly grin.
But it's the opening two chords of Complicated Game in a different tuning. So, I mean, if you want those, they are. I'm just on an octave here for the top four strings. Then the bottom two notes, I'm a tone down. That's all it is. But they'll tear your heart out. I found those chords, and again, it was like, oh. I'm a very emotional fella. I cry at the drop of a hat. I really do. But those chords really had me, and I thought, well, I'd love kids. I think I might have been an expectant dad, if you see what I mean, at that point in time when that was written. If not, we were planning for it, or not planning for it. I think she surprised me. Hey, guess what? Really? Oh dear. But the other chords in it, if you want to jam along, kids, are can't get easier than that. The inverse of that one. I'm never gonna reach the note. Da, 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 da.
That's a great transition into
And that's it. It's six chords. Those two, then those four. There you go.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So, what's it like? Bought myself a Liarbird is. It's very easy. The only tricky bit is the all he would say pieces, which is so, you know, I'm an old blues man at heart.
It's wonderful. I mean,
And I can play every Bo Diddley number on this tuning as well. I used to wonder, what is the secret of Bo Diddley's playing? And then you watch those old films and look at his hands closely. And what he's doing, he's not forming chords, he's muting.
yeah.
He's got open tuning.
Yeah.
He's just doing the muting to make the rhythm.
It can be a bit of a mind bender if you're trying to learn the guitar and watching him and going, how does
Yeah,
he do
what
that?
shape is he doing there? What's that? He's not doing anything, you know. Is he going to like? Is he's playing like sort of an F type thing? There, what's he doing? You know, no, he's muting. That's all. He's got that kind of thing going
Already
on.
there.
Yeah. Any more on this tuning? Wake Up is conventional tuning. That's Colin's song. Pretty Girls is normal tuning. That was me dicking around playing some Ursax Hendrix one evening. I'll explain that if you really want, but
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
we'll plug in the other guitar. Hang on. I think that's all we've got with this tuning for the moment. Come along, my cheap little whore, come up with me. Yeah, there's a thing online wrongly labeled Andy Partridge guitar lesson. And what it was a guitar magazine. I was in New York doing some promo stuff for Wasp Star, and they said, "Can we come to your hotel room, bring a guitar, and you can explain what you're playing on the new album and then a bit about your background as a player, you know?" And they turned up with a Squire, because I obviously in an interview I said I had a Squire at home, you know. So they brought one along especially. And the mockery that people, you know, what? He's playing a Squire. The snobbery in the guitar world is shocking. Yeah, sorry, I've forgotten what we were talking about. Oh yes, I was doing the Cod Hendricks. Is that change again? That 13. Then it's sort of like that sort of thing. You know the kind of thing.
Dominant, descending, and semitones.
Yeah. I have to say that a few years ago, Jim Moray, the folk artist Jim Moray, the BBC awarded him Folk Song of the Year for covering All You Pretty Girls, which is weird because it was written in 80, you know, and he gets the award. I mean, it was kind of like, weirdly, it's kind of become a folk song now because it's so old. But he went and posted me the award. So big on you, Jim. That's really kind of him.
Very nice, yeah. Fantastic.
Absolutely. But it was me just dicking around with that kind of Hendrixy sort of. You know, that kind of. And I thought, wow, it sounds like a sea shanty. And then suddenly all my dad's things about, was I going to join it? Like I said earlier, was I going to join the Navy to see the world? Came out, but it was just that.
I love that song. Yeah.
And you know what? What was instrumental in that also was not having a regular drummer at the time, and we had a Lindrum. And I discovered on the Lindrum that I don't know whether you've ever played with them, but if you wound up the tom-toms literally as high as they'd go, they had this musical do, 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 kind of almost like hitting cocoa tins or something. And I found this pattern of and it meshed so well with the I can't sing it and do the same at the same time, but that became integral to the sound of that song. It sounded like, I don't know, I just imagine, because my dad was a guide at one point on HMS Victory, you know, Nelson's flagship, bought me my first little bike with his year's tips from showing people around, you know. But I imagine like sailors from that time kind of hitting on homemade tins and things on board deck to make a rhythm to sing along to and dance along to. And so that became integral, that these really wound up tom-toms. Now you'll go and listen out for it and you'll hear
I'm going to listen out.
I hear what he's saying, you know.